Hey my follicle frontiersmen. Today in this video, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about taking Minoxidil. Stay tuned. For those of you hearing about Minoxidil for the first time, basically it's a medicine that you can use on your scalp to help either stop or sometimes reverse hair loss. So let's talk about the hair cycle. The hair cycle can be divided into 3 stages. The first stage is called anagen. Anagen stage is where the hair is actually growing. And for humans, it can be in the anagen stage for many, many years actually. So it's a long stage. After the anagen stage, the hair enters the catagen stage. And this is where the follicle begins to slowly die until it falls out of your scalp, similar to these leaves here. The last stage is called the telogen state. The telogen state is where the hair follicle actually goes dormant and goes into resting mode, which basically means there's no hair growing. For normal guys who aren't experiencing male pattern baldness, these stages are rather predictable and the telogen stage is quite short. However, for those of us who are experiencing male pattern baldness, that telogen stage gets longer and longer and longer, and the anagen stage gets shorter and shorter and shorter. Bruh. So if we go back to the tree analogy, think of your hair cycle as like seasons, except for us, the fall and winter season, which is where the leaves fall off the tree into the grass like this. Our fall and winter season get longer and longer and longer, while our spring and summers get shorter and shorter and shorter, until all that's left is one long, very, very, very long and bald winter.
Winter is coming.
So what does Minoxidil actually do? Well, Minoxidil stops your hair follicles from entering that catagen phase, and then eventually the telogen phase after the hair falls out. And instead, it allows your hair to stay longer in the anagen phase by giving you that longer spring and summer so that you keep your hair for a longer period of time, and the hair is able to start thickening up again as the follicle begins to mature. Based on research results from a 2018 study conducted here in South Korea, it was found that Minoxidil is able to regrow hair using 2 functions. The first function is called angiogenesis, which is basically creating new blood vessels around the follicles. Now this is in line with a lot of the rumors that go on about what Minoxidil actually does. It does increase nutrient flow because if you have more blood vessels going to the hair follicle, of course that means more nutrients, right? The second function of Minoxidil is actually the one that's quite surprising to me. In the study, the researchers found that Minoxidil actually stimulated the release of certain growth factors. And these growth factors stimulated stem cells in the hair follicle, which caused the dormant hairs that were stuck in the telogen stage to actually wake back up and re-enter the anagen stage.
Lazarus, come forth.
This is huge. Minoxidil actually affects the release of growth factors in our stem cells, which is how we get the hair to regrow. I couldn't imagine that Minoxidil actually affects my growth hormones in my hair cells. That's crazy. That's incredible, man.
Wow, unreal.
Now, it's important to note that if you're about to start Minoxidil, you're going to experience some shedding at the beginning. And this scares a lot of guys because the whole point of taking Minoxidil is so you don't lose your hair. So any hair loss you get after starting Minoxidil is immediately going to be attributed to, oh my God, my hair loss is getting worse. All right, but don't throw the Minoxidil away. Don't throw the bottle away. Don't chuck it out the window. This is a natural part of the growth process. Remember, there's 3 stages, right? Anagen, catagen, telogen. In order for your hair to restart the growth cycle, it has to remove the hairs that are currently there. And we're talking about those small miniaturized hairs, the mini-me's, right? Those gotta go, man. They're evicted, they're gone. And so what happens is Minoxidil speeds up the catagen phase, throws away the old hair, zoom through the telogen stage, and eventually arrive back at the anagen stage with something hopefully that is thicker, stronger, and longer than the hair that it replaced.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild him.
So if you notice that your hair is shedding a few weeks after starting Minoxidil, don't worry guys, it's completely normal. You're well on your way to having a fuller and thicker hair of head. What the fuck is hair of head? What? Your fuller, thicker hair of head. You're well on your way to having a fuller, thicker head of hair. The recommended dosage for Minoxidil is 1 milliliter in the morning and 1 milliliter in the evening if you're using the liquid form. If you're using the foam, then you should use the included cap and measure out 1 full cap of Minoxidil in the morning and 1 full cap of Minoxidil in the evening. No. There's a lot of debate on the internet about when the best time to apply Minoxidil is, and the answer actually may surprise you. Now, if you're like me and you've been applying Minoxidil to your dry scalp, you may be missing out on a large part of its efficacy. According to a research study conducted in a 2016 study in Brazil, Minoxidil absorption can occur 5 to 6 times faster when applied to a damp scalp over a dry scalp. The study goes on to say that people who apply 5% Minoxidil to their scalps may not actually be receiving the full benefit of the Minoxidil due to the Minoxidil actually crystallizing on the skin before it's able to be diffused into the skin. So if you've been seeing lackluster results from your Minoxidil regimen, perhaps taking a hot shower beforehand could give you the boost that you're looking for. Now there are some side effects that you should be aware of when you take a Minoxidil. The most common are going to be like dry scalp, which is the one I suffer with the most. Your skin gets really dry and flaky. And that can be attributed to the fact that you're just putting alcohol on your scalp and letting it dry twice a day. So after a while, your skin is going to dry out. Most of the time after the 4-hour waiting period for the Minoxidil to dry up, I'll wash the Minoxidil off and I'll put some like lotion or even some like beard oil. I'll put it on my scalp to kind of try to re-moisturize that area. Another side effect that some people experience are going to be dark circles. You might experience some swelling in your arms and your legs and your feet. And yet another side effect of Minoxidil is going to be the fact that you're going to feel drowsy and sleepy. This isn't for everybody. Me personally, it's kind of tapered off a bit, or maybe I'm just used to the fact that I'm tired all the time. I can't distinguish between what is Minoxidil side effect and what is just a side effect of being a father. I'm sure those two have some overlap somewhere. So the dark circles and me feeling tired all the time could be due to the fact that I have a baby daughter. But one of the more serious side effects that's worth mentioning is a condition called generalized hypertrichosis. And this side effect kind of surprised me when I first saw the pictures because it's basically unwanted body hair growth. We want hair to grow here on our scalp, but you end up growing body hair in other places, like here on your forehead for some people. They also grow it on their chest. Women will actually start growing chest hair and back hair. And this comes from either applying too much Minoxidil being absorbed into the body too quickly. For example, taking a hot shower by having a damp scalp. We just talked about that increases the diffusion and absorption rate of the Minoxidil. So maybe that has something to do with people who are experiencing hypertrichosis. Maybe that's part of the reason why they're experiencing, or they could just be sensitive to Minoxidil. But the point is, when the Minoxidil starts going systemic, which means that higher and higher concentrations enter your bloodstream, you start showing more and more of these serious side effects. So keep an eye on your body. You know your body best. If you notice that you're starting to feel more sleepy than usual, or maybe the dark circles are getting too serious, just reduce the dosage. Maybe you could apply Minoxidil once in the morning and that's it, or maybe apply it once in the evening and that's it, instead of applying twice a day. One interesting point to mention about Minoxidil is that Minoxidil isn't actually increasing the number of hairs that you have on your head by converting vellus hairs, which are the hairs that are thin and wispy, into terminal hairs, which are the dark, thick hairs that are fully matured. These hairs on top of your head. That is not one of the functions of Minoxidil, but rather Minoxidil takes the already terminal hair follicles that are laying dormant in the telogen phase and kind of jumpstarts them back into the anagen phase, which causes them to grow back out, which is why we can say that we have hair regrowth when we use Minoxidil. If the function of Minoxidil is not to make vellus hairs turn terminal, what does that mean for people who use Minoxidil on their face in order to grow a beard? How does that affect the Minox beard journeys that we see on the internet? How does that explain the Minox beard journeys, like for example for this one here? What's up guys, it's your boy DJ again, back with another video update. Today I'll be talking about week 2 update for my beard growth journey. DJ from Keratin Brotherhood, checking in for the 4-month Minoxidil beard journey. The vellus hairs right here on both sides are starting to get darker, which that's a good thing for me. So I'm hoping that by the end of December, those will turn transitional or even terminal, so I can get some more hair filling in that spot there. That's straight from Minoxidil. How can we explain that mechanism of Minoxidil? I'd like to hear your ideas on this. Drop your comments down below. Tell me, why do you think Minoxidil functions differently for the hairs on our head versus the hairs on our face, for example? Drop your comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys are talking about. Maybe we can create a discussion, because right now I couldn't find any research to explain why Minoxidil works the way it does on the face. But anyways, I hope you found this video helpful, guys. These are all the facts that you need to know before you start using Minoxidil. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below, or you can visit our website, www.kbhood.com. You can check us out there. We post similar content on that website. It's a rather new website, so a lot of the content is being transferred from YouTube over to the site, but please be patient with us, guys. Give us about another couple of weeks or so, and we'll have that website fully up to speed for you and providing the best information for hair loss and beard growth. Again, my name is DJ from Keratin Brotherhood. See you guys in the next video.